Welcome back to our program, everybody. In today's edition of For You Express, we're talking about this new Jim Carrey movie called A Christmas Carol. This is a traditional story that we tell each other during Christmas time. Again, it's an old Charles Dickens story that was published back in 1843, and it's become a Christmas tradition. And Jim Carrey is going to be taking on multiple roles in this movie, so be prepared to laugh really hard when you watch this movie. Now, what is this story, A Christmas Carol, all about?
Well, remember how Tom was in a really bad mood at the beginning? Well, that's kind of what Ebenezer Scrooge is like. He's always angry. He yells at the people who work for him. We call him wicked here because he's not a very good person. Sometimes he actually wants to hurt you and make you cry. That's what he does, and he hates the holidays. So when anyone ever wishes him Merry Christmas, he always responds by saying, "Bah, humbug," which just means nonsense. That's a bunch of nonsense. I don't want to hear it. Well, when you respond, it just means that's how you answer someone who says something to you. Or maybe they gesture to you and you do something back to them. It's how you respond to them. It's how you behave after someone does something to you.
That's right, how you react, what your answer is to respond. Okay, everybody, we're going to take a closer look at the word respond now. It's our word power word for today. Let's take a closer look.
Word Power. Welcome to Word Power. Today's word is respond. In today's article, we learn that Mr. Scrooge always responds to people's Christmas greetings by saying, "Bah, humbug." Respond is a verb which means to do something as a reaction. It is often followed by the preposition to. For example, Jackie doesn't shy away from responding to teachers' questions in class. The noun form of respond is response. It means something that is done as a reaction to something else. We can say, "I sent an email to Amanda a week ago, but haven't had any response yet." Respondent is another noun form of respond, and it means a person who answers questions. For instance, the majority of respondents showed a shared concern over climate change. That's all the time we have for Word Power. Thanks for listening.
Now, what is it, Tom, that Scrooge only cares about? It's just one thing he really likes.
Money, basically. So, of course, if you only care about money, you could be described as being a very stingy person. We also say being very tight. It means you don't want to spend your money on foolish things, and you don't want to give your money away easily. And if you do give your money away, you want to be paid back with lots of interest.
Yeah, and a stingy person is often selfish. They don't want to share what they have with anyone. That's how he feels. Well, this Christmas Eve, in the story that is, Scrooge's life changes forever because something really magical happens to him. He's visited by several ghosts, people who have died. Well, they take him on a magical journey. It's magical because some really cool things happen that really don't happen in real life, but it's very strange, and it can only happen with magic.
Right. It's magical, it's amazing, and a journey, of course, is a long trip that you might take in order to accomplish something really big. And he's taken to different places by different ghosts, the ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas future. And they're going to show him what will happen, especially the ghost of the future. That ghost will show him what will happen if he doesn't change his wicked ways. He cannot go through life being the stingy miser that he's been all his life.
Yeah, you know, he's a really important boss, and so he has the ability to help out people and make other people's lives better, especially his employees. But he's so selfish with his money. He doesn't want to give anyone any help. He wants all that for himself. Well, I think his magical journey changes him because he can see what's going to happen to him if he doesn't change the person that he is.
That's
now,
right.
It's a magical story of love and kindness, isn't it?
It sure is. And love, of course, is when you love another person. Kindness is when you're kind to other people, trying to help them out when they need help and stuff like that. And he was not very kind before, especially in the story. His employee, Bob Cratchit, wants to be with his family, but he doesn't want him to go. He's saying, what are you going home for? There's work to be done. So he's not very kind there. But later on, I think he changes his ways.
I think he does. I think he was scared into changing. Those ghosts really did their job well. Well, this particular story has touched a lot of people's lives for a very long time, for over 150 years. Remember, the original story came out in 1843. So this is a new version that we're going to be seeing this season. And of course, it's going to be fun and a little different because Jim Carrey's in it. And he's always a little bit different.
He sure is. So, of course, you're going to have a lot of fun watching this movie and learning about this famous story. And hey, it might inspire you to actually read the original story as well, and maybe improve your English or whatever. But again, it was written back in 1843, so some of the language might be a little old. Okay, everybody, that brings us to the end of our explanation. Here's our Chinese teacher.